the Chrisleys. Is this gonna become a
Oh, the
Chrisley show?
Chrisleys.
Yeah. Anyway, Godspeed.
Oh, poor Julie.
I know.
They don't have AC in her prison, and she was not happy about that.
No, and their prisons are very many miles apart, and they have to take weekends to see each parent.
I know, and damn Todd keeps dropping the soap.
I'm holding my bated breath every time sometimes you come out of nowhere. It's the Pop Report.
So juicy.
That's me, Depresso.
Yay.
How are you?
I'm alive.
You know, I think Sabrina Carpenter references to open this up today is exactly the right move. I don't know why, but I feel like the
The
Depresso got
espresso?
me. The Depresso got me. I don't know. Something about this week. Something about Sabrina Carpenter saying, here's new music on the way. I don't know. Something is in the air, and the Gatorade is prime with jungle juice that is going through my veins. Like, I don't know. I'm just not feeling the best mood, but I want to try to get out of it. And like, this is my first thing today. And I'm like, get the fuck up. Like, wake up.
Power through.
Do you feel, no, maybe.
What?
Do you feel the same? Like,
Do I feel depresso?
do you have the Depresso?
I mean, you mean the fact that I almost like sobbed like 20 minutes before having to tape this? Like, yeah, sure, maybe I'm a little depresso at the moment, but listen, I got my
Cheers.
espresso right here. I got my coffee ready. Oh, you too. Oh, but you have
Cheers. Cheers, bitch. Like,
oh,
let's sip on that
you have
Sabrina.
the white um the white iced coffee that's like are you doing that because you're celebrating Pride Month?
It's just Pete's coffee, you bitch. Like,
The
what?
basic gay order, like iced coffee with extra milk.
I'm sorry. Not every single one of my podcast album artworks has a piece of coffee in my hand.
Hmm.
Anyway, how are you, bitch?
I'm alive, and that's more than some people can say.
At least you have legs. You know,
That too,
when
yeah.
I get really down, I look and I'm like, at least I have legs. There
Are
are
you
people who, there are just people who don't, you know,
you ableist?
be grateful. What'd you do this weekend?
Not a damn thing. I stayed in, I chilled. I was like, so many people wanted me to go to Pride things because it's I don't know if you heard it's Gay Pride Month. Um,
Whoever those F slurs are, I don't know them.
don't know. But no, yeah, I mean, I did not. I considered going to Pride, but like the West Hollywood Pride is, it's so. I mean, you were there,
I was there. I
like,
almost asked if you want to come, and I was like,
oh
I barely have
no,
the energy to do this
no,
right now.
no,
I'm gayed out, and
never,
it's only 4 days in
never.
the month. You
Listen,
would have been like,
live,
send me home
I
in an
live
Uber.
gay pride every day.
You have two
I didn't
dogs.
even want to get into. Oh, that was the thing. I had to tell people, I'm like, I can't do a full day at Pride. Like, I have two dogs that I can't leave at home alone for that long. Like, that's no, I can't. No. But I mean, it looked like you had fun. Who did you see? You saw someone.
I saw every homosexual
Girl, you
man.
no, no, no. You saw who was
Kylie
the,
Minogue.
yes, her.
I saw Kylie
Oh,
Minogue. That was like a fun, like,
people loved
awakening.
her.
People were obsessed. I've never seen people scream to like.
Wait, you took your friend Mike.
I met with my friend Mike. I met with
So
some other
who did you
friends.
take to Pride since you didn't invite me, since I don't get invites to your events anymore? Who did you take to Pride this year?
I went by myself one day and ended up running into whoever I could find. Um, and then the other day I actually just went. Oh God, what did I even do? I saw Kesha. Like I went with
Oh,
a group to see Kesha.
how
That
is
was my
she?
only plan, like planned outing. The other Sunday was just like a whim. Saturday I was like, I'm gay as hell and I'm gonna stay in because I'm tired. Like Mama's been through it. Like she's been to Mexico, EDC, the desert, and I said, I'm out. Like I like wrote my lipstick like RuPaul's Drag Race style, and I eliminated myself like
Yeah.
out of the equation. But it was fun. I think we should do some gay things this month though, like some chill gay things, like have a little
Like
gay
suck dick?
brunch.
Like what should we do?
We don't do that together.
I
You know, like just things that like we could do together.
okay. What are gay things that we can do together?
Eat ass. I'm kidding. You said to suck
Oh,
dick.
we can't suck dick, but we can eat ass. Okay.
We can eat brunch. We can just goss and sit around and
Do
be
that
merry and
already.
talk about our dog children. But Zach, I guess we got to dive into the news. That's the news with us. Nothing too exciting. I mean, we're still
No,
here.
no, I can't say that there was anything like wildly exciting that happened
No,
to me
no.
over the last weekend. But I'm excited that there were a lot of exciting things that happened for some of these stars.
Are they exciting? I feel like they're not like the most exciting things to have happen to
Well,
some
what do we
people.
have that's hot in headlines?
Well, I don't know if you saw about Zachary Quinto. Speaking of the gays,
Oh yeah.
is he gay? He's not openly gay.
He's
Is
gay.
he?
Yeah, he's
He's gay.
gay.
Okay, got it. Speaking of the gays,
Yeah.
Zachary Quinto is seen yelling at staff at a restaurant. Like, did you keep up with this story? Or do I need to give you like a little context?
We'll give the audience a little context.
This is true. So, if you missed it, listener, viewer, watcher, podcast tuner, Zachary was at a restaurant and they had let him know that his table was ready and he had missed the two messages to basically be seated for his table. And so when it came time for him to approach the bench or approach the front manager, he was deeply upset. And he was like, yo, like, I see there's other tables around. One of those are my tables. Um, and the restaurant basically said, I'm sorry, sir, those are spoken for. Like, we are trying to get you your accommodations now. And he was very, very upset, to the point where the restaurant actually made a post on social media saying that he was disgraceful, on his like behavior. He made the what's the person who's at the front podium? Hostess. He made the hostess apparently cry. So they said, please take your bad behavior elsewhere, and they don't want to have him there whatsoever.
How believable do you think this story is?
I don't
Like
know.
he made the hostess cry. Like, come on. What like who is crying over like come on. Like, first of all,
I
if you're
don't
a
know.
hostess and you're crying, like unless somebody's like really, berating you, which I highly doubt is what he was doing. He was probably throwing a little bitch fit, which a lot of people do in these types of settings. Not that it's okay. It's definitely not okay to treat people that way. But like, come on. The
But it,
host
it
was
would be bold if they made this up and put it on social just to have people
I don't think they
come to the
made it up.
restaurant.
I think they exaggerated it because they knew
Okay.
they had celebrity and they saw what happened with James Corden and how there was all the rumors about James Corden being a nightmare at Balthazar in New York. And so they're like, we're gonna have our moment. Because think about it, every single time somebody meets a celebrity and they have the slightest infraction of an experience, they blow up the story and oh my God, they crashed into my car and broke my neck and I tumbled, my car 9 times on the way home. Like they exaggerate the story so much because they had a celebrity interaction. I'm sure Zachary Quinto had a bad night and he was a total fucking asshole. And I'm not defending him, but I'm just saying for the restaurant to, because I saw they posted like an Instagram
It's they
story, like
two
this
two of them.
statement, like they're a celebrity posting an Instagram story statement. And you're going to think a random journalist is going to be following that? No, they screenshotted that. They sent it to someone. It got around. They wanted this to get out there. It's PR.
Maybe Zachary's in it. Maybe he's in on the cahoots and he's
I don't
like,
think he's in on it. I just think they rode off of his coattails. He was an asshole and they exploited the opportunity.
interesting that they chose him though. Like they probably might have a lot of mate. They might have quite a bit of celebrities that
Doubt
come
it.
through, but they're like Zachary, you know, is the one. There are celebrities
Doubt.
who have little annoying little fits, like you said, and maybe they're like, you know what, this is our moment, but we don't know. Like he said, she said, the restaurant obviously posted what they have, but he was also spotted at Canada's Wonderland for his 47th birthday. No sightings whatsoever of him having a bad interaction with his staff, and he had such a glorious day, it seems like. But looking at Balthazar, Mr. James Corden
They
also.
should give him a pass because it's gay pride.
Zachary or James?
Zachary.
I was like, James is.
This attack feels homophobic.
This attack feels homophobic. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm down with that.
That's a joke, everybody, because I tend to make jokes on the internet these days, and people are like, I can't believe you said that. I'm like, when did we like forget what like nuance and hyperbole were? Like, are these things, do we need to go back to English class to teach people about, how to take a joke these days? Because sometimes you exaggerate things or you overplay your hand with the intention of inciting humor. levity.
is this about your Lala defense and the pregnancy?
Well, yeah, because I made a I like yes, it's
Anyway,
mostly part of that because I'm getting dragged on the internet for defending Lala. And I was like, oh, you guys are just mad because they're like Lala can't, she's anti-woman. And so I'm like, she's a pregnant woman. Like, why are you guys berating her on the internet? Like, literally give a pregnant woman a break. And then I'm
mhm.
like, you guys think Lala's anti-woman, and I think you guys are anti-women for not supporting Lala because she's a pregnant woman. And then so many people were like, how dare you
How
say
dare
I'm
you?
anti-woman? I'm a woman myself. And I was like, oh my God. So yeah, sorry. Go
The
on to
sister,
James Corden.
the sisterhood of the traveling news. James Corden, our
Yeah.
Mr. Katz, our Mr. Late Late Show, our Mr. Balthazar, formerly banned,
Have you
now
been to
lifted.
Balthazar?
No.
Oh, it's lovely. I love
Is this
Balthazar.
in New
Well, I
York?
used
Is
to.
this in
It's
LA?
no, no, it's in New York. I used to go to Balthazar all the time when I would go to New York. I haven't been to Balthazar in years, but I didn't realize people still went there.
I haven't
Um,
been to New York in years, so makes sense. But
really?
yeah, I kind of wish something would bring me to New York. I almost was supposed to go for something this year, but didn't happen. Supposed to cover Tribeca Film Festival. That didn't happen. So unfortunately, that's this weekend. But nonetheless, thank you for the great restaurant tip. I will definitely be sure to go to New York with you to sample all things. But yeah, a lot of people remember James Corden for like having his own quote unquote hissy fit. And he apologized and he got unbanned from the restaurant. But James Corden kind of seems like he's coming in the better light now after his Portugal flight being delayed and him standing up for their passengers. But for context, what ended up happening is there was a flight that he was a part of from British Airways. And to set the story, the air cabin crew, after 45 minutes of takeoff, basically told everyone in the cabin, please prepare for a potential emergency landing. Please take off your shoes. Please like approach the position of like an emergency landing, which number one is scary. Like, okay, what is going on?
Did
But
you see the Spirit Air? Sorry not to cut you off, but when you were saying that, it reminded me of I saw online there was a viral video going around of a Spirit airline plane that was landing in the ocean.
in the ocean,
On the ocean. Like the plane was gonna land like a little, it had a little floaty and it was gonna land on the ocean. And then everybody had to wear their life vest. Like they dropped the life vests out, they had the oxygen down, and people were like recording it on their phones. And I'm like, if a plane's going down, I don't
yummy
know if
and
I'm gonna
timber.
be
No.
I don't know if I'm gonna be recording it because like if we're going down, I don't know if I just want to be like, hey, I'm gonna save hi guys, if you find this in the lost island of Atlantis under the sea, like check the archives. Like I don't know if that would be my priority, but I was living for the videos on TikTok.
I mean, like anytime a plane's anything comes up, I'm scared. So rightfully so, people were scared.
And
They didn't
I'm gonna enjoy that safety jacket because they charged me an extra $15 for it on Spirit Airlines.
buckle up, bitches. Spirit
Okay, back
Airlines
to
coming
James
for your
Corden
necks.
defending.
Anyway,
All
so they didn't emergency land. After all, like in what they needed to, but they were able to land. What ended up happening is they landed the plane and they had 3 hours where they sat on the tarmac. No one was answering what was going on or what was happening. And so basically, what they found out was the plane has a flap. And so if the flaps aren't deploying in a certain way, they can't either take off or they can't land. In this case, it could not land properly. So it was able to land, but they, in reports, just had everyone standing around and they were like, I don't know what's going on. And so James Corden kind of like spoke for everyone in the cabin crew, went to the uh, gate agents and basically said, what is going on? And in the case where the flight was delayed, they started issuing hotels to a lot of different people, but it was within gold and silver status members. And he looked back, he was a member of that status and said, what about the families? What about the children? What about those other people? That's so wrong. Our flight's not till tomorrow and you're not going to give them anything whatsoever. It's only for
yeah, it's
those.
not their fault the plane had a labia flap fall off.
It's not their fault that James Corden is the only one who got it versus them. And so we're not sure. No one actually found out what happened to that situation. People were happy that he stuck up for the other, you know, people on the plane. But he came back the next day, also just same energy, like bright and bushy tailed. He also, in the 3 hour delay, being on the tarmac, James Corden apparently went up and down the aisles and started taking photos with people, selfies. I mean,
Wow.
if you're sitting for 3 hours and James Corden's on my plane, I'd be like, you're next to me. Like, can we just like chat and hang, or like what? Like, what's going on? Like, you're leaving your first class to come hang with us back here.
I
Like,
just
are
love
you
that
the
he was
flight crew
like,
now?
I just love that he was like, you know what? We're stuck here on the tarmac. We don't know what's going on. The way that I'm going to save the day is to take some celebrity selfies with everybody. I'm going to make your night great with the selfie.
Rock your
I
socks
think
off.
I think James Corden is just like, listen, I went through the Allen reckoning where they canceled me for going to Balthazar and being a dick at the restaurant. And now I'm going to make sure every chance I get to have a public outing, I'm going to make sure I'm the most pleasant ever. And I'm going to make sure that people know about how great I am.
How great are you, Zach? How great are
I mean,
you?
do you really think
7.
that James Corden is just like this upstanding type of citizen?
Stand-up men are not something that are easily something to come across these days. So the answer to that is no. Final Jeopardy, all in. That's my
I
answer.
agree. I think
But
he was like, I need to make sure any chance he's in front of a crowd of people or a group of people, he's going to make sure he goes above and beyond to show them what a great guy he is.
what a
And to be
stand-up
fair,
guy.
yeah, he's so stand up. He.
Speaking of, actually, no, there's no transition. I just don't want to talk about men for like another second. Like, we're just transitioning off of James Corden and Zachary Quinto, but good for them, question mark. Hopefully they get their whatever's due. But I don't know if you've been keeping up with what just happened today, which Halsey announced that she has been going through quite the medical ordeal.
What is the ordeal?
Have you not seen?
Oh,
Oh,
is it
okay.
another Kate Middleton?
Uh, No, so it's actually really sad. People, from what they see on this post, she tags like the Lupus Research Alliance and like leukemia research. It seems like she went through one or both of those treatments
Oh,
pretty rigorously. And so
oh
she
wow.
said, I don't think I should be alive right now, but I made an album about it. Um, and we don't know where she's at in her journey and recovery, but like, number one, I feel very sad for her. Number two, like, she flew under the radar and no one knew about this. She's getting this care. There's times when, like, you know, the whole Kate Middleton stuff came up and like everyone's questioning where's Kate. No one said where's Halsey. Two different stakes. Um, but yeah, overall, just like very sad situation for her. And it seems like she's documented a lot of like her process through this. We don't know the result. She didn't really give any context whatsoever. There's a lot of media flying around about it, but seems like she's been going through a big health scare.
Do you
Sad.
do you want my opinion on this?
Oh no, not Mr. Woman giving his opinion. What is it? You think that this happened
No,
a
no, no,
long
no.
time ago?
No, 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 no. I went to her Instagram and I was looking at this as you were breaking down the story. And I was just reading the caption, and the caption says, "Long story short, I'm lucky to be alive." And I'm like, that immediately like hits you, and then you see the videos and the photos that she posted about her hospital journey. Um, and then right after, and in the same sentence, short story long, I wrote an album. It begins with the end, out now. I'm like, you're using your medical, like, you're trying to promote an album right now? Like, I just was, like, my heart just went out to you. And then you're going to take on my sympathy to sell an album. Like, I don't know. Something about that just feels kind of
Maybe
weird.
music is therapeutic. Some people, I also am just like, well, you definitely got our attention. I listened to the single. It is very sad. It definitely, you know, maybe she was like, I want to do
I
this.
don't
I
want to
want to just
sound like an
document.
asshole, but that just sounds like something about that just rubs me the wrong way. Listen, my heart goes out to her. I want to say that we don't know what's going on, right? She tagged the Lupus Research Alliance and she tagged the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. So we don't
Mhm.
know if she has lupus, leukemia, or lymphoma. But listen, she's had a medical journey.
and we haven't seen her in a while. So like,
We
um,
haven't seen it.
you just think about though when people call paparazzi on themselves or anything else, but no one. I mean, it's also HIPAA. Think of that. So people are saying, "Hey, why did we not ever hear about Halsey like undergoing medical treatment? You can't leak that. That's under HIPAA violations." But um, she did stay under the radar with this. So for your reaction, also reading this live, like not something that anyone would have expected if they hear Halsey.
I don't know. I stand by my words. I think it's a little strange to be like, hey guys, I had some mystery diagnosis that nearly killed me, but listen to my album. Something about that just feels a little off to me. I'm glad she's okay. I mean, she has lots of photos and videos of her throughout her journey. So it clearly looks like she went through some sort of medical journey. And my heart definitely goes out to her for that. And I'm glad that she was strong enough and able to, work through that. But like for the first talking about this, for it to be a promotion for an album, to me feels odd. I mean, listen, music is art and art can be healing. And I'm sure that this was a cathartic process for her. My blind initial reaction to it was it's a little something just didn't quite hit.
Land. Okay. Okay.
And I'm
Well,
releasing the first song off my fifth album tomorrow at 9 a.m. Before the first single comes out, I wanted to share this. It means a lot to me and I love it. Let's try something different this time and start the end. So she announced her album a day ago, and
mm,
then she shared that she almost died.
yeah. Well,
Listen, I'm glad she's alive. I'm glad she's doing better. It looks like she's on the mend. It looks like she's healing. And that
our
is
hearts go
a
out to her,
positive
and
thing.
we'll see what kind of updates come out from this.
Yeah.
Did you also see? Speaking of concerts, we talked about like Pride and other stuff. Baby Rexa came out during
Boom.
Pride, but
Wow.
no, that's Charlie XCX.
Same person.
No, girl. One gets hit with phones, the other one doesn't. Baby Rexa had people throwing stuff at her again at a concert. You remember like she got hit in the eye with a phone? Do you remember that? And like she had a big swollen eye and she had to get stitches. Well,
People
there
need to
were
stop throwing stuff on the damn stages. These people have lost their damn minds.
all right. Mm-hmm. She she basically called out a bunch of people in the audience saying like, "Look, I didn't sue the last person. I'd love to get richer." Like, you know, it's she's calling out now like the things that people are throwing on stage have just become like bonkers. People are throwing garbage at her. Pink had someone's ashes thrown on the stage like a month or
Oh,
two
I
ago, if you
saw that.
remember that.
Yeah, that was
And
weird.
so it is just weird, like what
What
people will
happened to
throw on
just like
stage.
throwing your panties on stage, like the good old 90s?
Kesha asked for that during Pride. She was like, "Where throw your jock straps?" Like
Did you
no
throw
panties.
yours?
Girl, I only own one, and it's at home in
Oh,
my
you're
dresser.
gonna lose it.
She doesn't make much moves. She's dusty. She's in a box. She's waiting to come out of retirement. Um, yeah, that happened. But like I I am just waiting for like some new policies to come up with like attending concerts of just like you can only hold so many belongings or, like maybe they might move barricades back from like how close they are to a stage. Like it
That's yeah.
I
And
feel
that's
like
the
there's going to be
unfortunate
something that
part is
comes out of this. Like
that's the
unfortunately.
unfortunate part is people are gonna they're gonna have to limit how close people are to the stage, which ruins the experience of people that want to have that intimate stage experience. They're gonna lose out on that because stupid people want to do stupid things and throw stuff on stage at the artists.
Do you remember back in the day when people would throw letters to Lady Gaga on stage and she would take a minute to read one? That was like the wholesome, like you are close to the stage. People would flood after like a certain song of hers. She would have a bridge on tour and people would throw all these letters, different things, and she would read a letter every time. And like that's when like the wholesome stuff would like be on stage of artists, of interacting with fans, not fucking like water bottles and like phones being thrown at them.
Because
But
people now just want that viral moment.
they want their 10 seconds of fame.
Yeah, I was glad when Nicki Minaj, or not Nicki, Cardi, when she, because I just saw a video of somebody throwing something on stage at Nicki, but when Cardi threw the microphone back at somebody in the audience.
Yeah, and she like hit the wrong girl or something. I don't know, but like
Well, that's that girl's fault for standing in the way.
you sound like my mother. Well, last bit of new music news is uh yeah, during my concert watching in West Hollywood Pride, the most exclusive, luxurious Pride, Orville Peck, Kylie Minogue, and Diplo announced they have a new single. Your favorite man, Orville Peck, has coming out.
Orville Redenbacher.
Orville Redenbacher, who you said needs to show his face.
Oh, he's the one with the hat. No, yeah, I don't like him.
You said don't be shy, show your face.
I
Um,
don't think those were my words, but it was around that
it was
sentiment.
around that. But yeah, he's coming out with a new album called Stampede, and basically Kylie Minogue is on as a feature with Diplo. It it was a fun song overall. I mean, like when I was listening, I was like, I'll bop to this. Like, um, I think it
Yeah,
was
and
called.
let's hope Chris Hemsworth doesn't block this one. Or Liam, sorry.
Oh my god, I'm still upset about that one. But it's called Midnight Ride. So I'll tell you what you're gonna midnight ride later. But that's our music news. I feel like I've been educating you a lot this episode, Zach, of like a lot of things that are going on.
You have. You've been very enlightening to me because you've been so cultured traveling the world. You've been going to Coachella and to Pride.
Redacted. I did not go to Coachella.
Oh, where did you went to a desert?
I went to EDC.
Oh, same thing.
No, no, no. There's a lot more drugs involved with one of them. Did I partake? No.
Well, I think different types of drugs. EDC, you're doing the uppers, and Coachella, you're like doing the downers. You're smoking.
Hallucinogens.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Um, Mr. Zachary, do you want to get us into our Watcher Skip? I saw some things that you shared on your social about some of the things in our Watcher Skip, and I want to hear your opinion.
Well, it's interesting because I don't know. Well, I'm sure you did because you saw them on my socials. So you're welcome for educating you on culture. The Baldwins are coming to TLC.
Girl, I didn't ask for it. No one asked for it. We're in the midst of a Rust trial. Why are we
Yeah,
getting
isn't
this?
that kind of a weird choice? Like we're in the middle of a trial and we choose now to come out with a reality show
We
about our
chose
family life
vengeance.
with our kids. Like we're waiting
So
for them to drop the charges, and meanwhile your wife's too busy dropping her accent. Like our priorities are just a little off.
I didn't realize how many children there are. Like there are 4 to 6 children they have, and I don't know. After Alec Baldwin did his Trump impersonation on SNL, that's all I can see him as. Like that's all I can see is impressions. Like all I know is his acting accolades. And I'm like, you were Trump on SNL, and I'm like, I'm watching the Trump family showcase their lives. So
It's an
like, I don't know. I can't shake it out of my head, and I'm like, oh, I'm actually watching Alec Baldwin.
I'm glad you only think of his SNL skit because I think most people only think of the Rust shooting and the pending trial. Which again is such an interesting and weird choice. Like listen, TLC loves to lean into scandal. So it's just such an interesting choice that he decided to do a wholesome family reality show in
Wholesome.
the middle of all of this. Like I'm just like at least do like a docu-series about like you facing the trial. Like I don't know, something.
Girl, they probably can't. They can't clear all that. Like TLC said, we'll take whatever we can get though because we'll take the ratings.
But are people gonna watch him running
Talking
around
about it,
chasing his kids in the living room?
it at least gets them press, and people will probably start it. I don't know, girl. I don't know these decisions. I'm not the hit maker. I'm just the news watcher.
Probably using this to like gain some good publicity, some good press, so that that if he does go to prison, that she's at least, left with something to keep her. I don't know.
What is this supposed to be? The
Uh,
what's that family that did tax fraud? I like covered them so much at work on TLC. Not the Duggars. Not the who is a podcast. The Chrisleys. Is this gonna become a
Oh, the
Chrisley show?
Christies.
Yeah. Anyway, Godspeed.
Oh, poor Julie.
I
She,
know.
they don't have AC in her prison, and she was not happy about that.
No, and their prisons are very many miles apart, and they have to take weekends to see each parent.
I know, and damn Todd keeps dropping the soap.
I'm holding my bated breath every time sometimes you come out of nowhere. Did you see that 90s show has a second season coming out?
I didn't. Good for them.
I didn't either. I just found it and I go, I didn't even watch the first season.
Will Ashton and Mila be making an appearance?
Girl, I when it comes to reboots and spin-offs, I'm like, did we need it? Every time it comes up, I'm
Was
like,
this
did
one
we need
even
it?
good? I didn't hear anything about that 90s show.
I don't know. It just feels like very built for younger audience because it's younger, but they also
But I don't
swear in
think
it.
they're watching it.
Netflix said content. We need
Well,
options.
they also kept Fuller House around for like 25 seasons when nobody watched that.
We had Raven's Home. We had Fuller House. We almost had
I
Lizzie
mean, with
McGuire.
Netflix is they had Fuller House, and so I can understand why they would just keep it going. I'm still mad about the fucking Lizzie McGuire reboot getting scrapped.
That was trepidatious. Um,
I want that back. I think they did a disservice to Hilary Duff.
Speaking of bringing things back, Simon Cowell's trying to bring the boy band back.
Why?
I really tried with that transition, you know? I really tried. Yeah, he's launching a documentary to find the next boy band. And that's the watcher skip for this week. Oh,
I'm
and
gonna.
Peaky Blinders is coming as a movie.
Oh
That's
yeah,
it.
I saw that. Yeah.
But
I'm gonna skip Peaky Blinders because I never saw. I heard it's a great show, and I know people that have watched it loved it. And the Simon Cowell documentary, yeah, we can skip that. I'm gonna
I'll
add
watch it just for funsies, just to see what Simon does and his mannerisms.
that.
He seems like a quirky guy. I only get the edited version of him. I like seeing the unedited version of some people.
Oh, and you think the documentary is gonna show an unedited version of Simon Cowell?
Sorry, misquoted. Less edited version of Simon Cowell.
Okay.
In our last little few minutes of the podcast, what's going on with Demi Moore and Joe Jonas in our couples corner?
They were spotted out together in La France.
La
Were in
France.
They were in France, and there were rumors and speculation that they may have had a little flirty fling going on. We know she likes him young,
I
and
saw
he's
the
in
Us
his
Weekly
30s.
article.
Yeah, so they were photographed together. They were hanging out together in France. Um, from reading the article, it seemed like there was a lot of promotion for her new film and for his latest projects, and he was performing at one of her events, and so it kind of seemed like management set this up of like,
Is
oh,
this
we
going to
know
be
this.
like a Shakira and Tom Cruise situation where one of them comes out and they're like, I'm not into you, you know?
No, I think they're gonna play around with the speculation to promote whatever they're trying to promote right now. I think their
What's Joe
management.
got to promote?
He was promoting something. I don't know. I don't really pay attention to him much these days.
I
Um,
just remember there's a bonus Jonas floating around sometimes, and I'm like,
oh, Kevin.
no,
Oh,
Frankie.
oh.
Oh, Kevin. Kevin said, let's get the band back together so he can make some money.
Well, remember when he had that reality show on E that nobody watched?
There's, when
Married
you
to
work in news
Jonas.
media, I just don't watch a lot of things that like TV shows. I have a hard time finding the time to get to TV shows, but I get enough snippets.
Married to Jonas. That was the name of it.
Married to Zachary Peter.
Mm.
Can you imagine that one?
No, I just feel like I'm more of like the divorced type, you know?
Parenting with Peter.
I could do that. I could
That's
do that.
like you and your two dogs as like a show.
Yeah. Oh God.
Yeah, that'd be
They
so
ate
funny. I would
couch.
watch. My dogs fucking chewed through my mattress.
They
I
chewed
would
through my
watch.
couch today.
I would watch today again.
Um,
Good girl. Well, that concludes our episode. First of all, I'm sorry about your mattress. Second of all, I hope it gets resolved soon. Um, but y'all been keeping up with the podcast, and it's been great. We love seeing that the numbers continue to go up of listeners, and we love everyone being engaged and leaving reviews. Um, I love working with Zach. Zach has been amazing. We've had our little moments of ups and downs. We have some busy weeks, and Zach and I are having a day, but there's going to be days. There are going to be moments, but a moment like this, Kelly Clarkson will always live on forever.
a moment like this, some people wait a
And maybe
lifetime.
in the future, we'll be saying, a new bombshell has entered the villa. I don't know.
Oh, that'll be fun. Well, I
We will
do
say
want to
that.
give a shout out to a review before we dip out from Pink Speech. She says, "Love you guys. I'm digging this pod so much. You have no idea. You two make me smile, laugh, and forget about the crazy life stuff going on in this world.
Girl, if I could do that for you, if I could do that for you, think of all
You
the
should see
other
what he
things
can do for you in bed."
you should see what I can do and I can work the world. These hips don't lie. Shakira's hips don't lie.
Oh my
The only thing that lies is lies in
God.
me. Anyway, I'll talk with you soon, Zachary, and stay safe. Get your mattress fixed.
I will.
Okay.
It's been wrecked before.
So have you. Bye.